Another piece that you mentioned earlier was around operations. I think you mentioned catering and grounds as departments where
Mm.
you were thinking through what AI use might look like. Could you unpack that a little bit and just sort of talk us through what you have in mind?
Yeah, so we've just very recently done our first operational staff workshop on AI. So that was led by somebody called Joe Scotland, who I think has actually been on one of our previous meetings. Um, and she just introduced the basics of ChatGPT and Google Gemini and got the various members of staff to think about a task that they're repeating and almost want the same response to each time. So for example, that could be an order of food items in response to, I don't know, the monthly calendar, and if there's a particularly Chinese New Year, for example, in that calendar, how that could be identified and inform the food order. So we are absolutely not at the level where I could give you an example of where that is using right now, but we've just started to engage our operational staff into it, who are very, very time poor. So it's a challenge to try and find a suitable time for them to undertake that sort of CPD. And we were really lucky, as I said, to have that in our last inset day. But it's then even more of a challenge to keep that momentum going. So what we're doing at the moment is after lots of our different CPD sessions, we try to do the do more, do less, stop doing, start doing kind of approach. So we've got all of our academic departments have produced a do more, do less grid for AI. And that would be our next move, is to now look into our operational departments. What one thing could we do that is might be transformational for you, and then just focus on that, because you can get very quickly overwhelmed. And the new shiny factor, you unwrap a new present, amazing, bit like that with AI, but there's just, it's too much. So to just focusing on one, we feel is a good way forward.
Excellent. So it's almost an audit of roles and responsibilities, and then thinking through collectively. Okay,
Mm.
where is an instance there that you might be able to automate a task or or an initiative? Really, really great to hear about that, Matt.